I've got the patent on those little plastic things that go on the end of shoelaces. So in 2000, working at Ferrari Central Florida, detailer, showroom manipulator of vehicles, we primarily only worked with Ferrari. I think now they actually are a Maserati dealer as well. That wasn't the case back then. What we certainly didn't deal with was Lamborghini. And Lamborghini, those guys, they make money in some strange ways. At the time I was there, we only had 2 Diablos ever show up, but they're a striking vehicle to see. They're much smaller than when I first saw them, I was like, man, that's smaller than I thought it was gonna be. The posters they make it look huge, right? So the first Diablo owner pulls up with his wife, and there's always a delicate balance when you're working to these type of people, because you don't know what type personality they're gonna have. So again, keeping a distance, but slowly approaching them and just, talking with them. Hey, that's a great, this guy had a silver Diablo and it was beautiful. And I was like, man, that is a really striking Lamborghini you have there. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're here to order a 360. Okay, that's fascinating. And she goes, yeah. And he just brought me from the BMW dealer across the street, because across I-4 was BMW and he just ordered a Z8. And I was like, okay, you're very unique. I'm just gonna have to ask, what do you do? Because I'm spraying down quick detailers on cars and you're just pulling up in one dream car, ordering 2 more. What is it you do? He honestly says, son, wood pallets. I was like, what? He's like, I make wood pallets and that's all I do. He's like, every business known to man, every shipping company, any grocery store, they ship stuff on wood pallets. They're my wood pallets. And I've done it since I was in high school. And I'm like, okay. And he's probably in his 50s at this point. But he's God honest, and they were a really approachable, sweet couple. In fact, both the Diablo owners, because about 2 months later, the second Diablo pulls up. And I'm like, all right, I'm used to seeing these. And it was a fly yellow. And it was as striking and cool. And again, actually a very nice person. Maybe it's a Diablo thing. The people are just very nice. Hoovy, remember that. Be nice. Not saying you're not. Just saying you're a Diablo owner. So this person comes up and he's just looking at the 360s, because again, it's 2000. These are the hot new things that are out. The Diablos have been out for a while at this point. So just seeing what they're like. So I, again, strike up a conversation. I was just curious. All right. So after about 10 or 15 minutes, it's not the first thing I start off with, because nobody really enjoys that. So I asked, all right, so what is it you do? And he's like, well, I'm in manufacturing. I was like, oh, that's interesting. He's like, I've got the patent on those little plastic things that go on the end of shoelaces. What? And I literally had to look down. I'm looking down at my feet. I'm like, the little caps for the shoelaces so they don't unravel. He's like, yeah, that was my patent. And now I've just started manufacturing to various odds and ends off of that money. And I'm like, okay. I have no idea if he's just pulling my leg, right? And just having fun with me. But I mean, at the time, I don't think Lamborghini rentals were a thing very well. So I'm assuming it was his car he pulled up. And I'm like, well, maybe if that's a fantastic story, regardless, I'm just going to go with it. You're the inventor of the little plastic wrapping on the end of your shoelaces, and you bought a Diablo with the money. I embrace that. Kudos to you. And that's like a YouTube thing now. Like, you go respectfully up to him. That's a beautiful car. What is it you do? Because I'm aspiring to get there. And if you say it the right way, totally disarms them. They're happy to tell you what they actually work for and their passions. If you go, how much do you make? Bull, get out of here. Like, I don't want to hear that trash. Like, because that's not that's not what you're going after. It's what drives you? What's your passion?
Shopping for insurance can be an absolute nightmare, but it doesn't have to be thanks to Policy Genius. They're our sponsor for this month at VINwiki, and you can visit them at the link in the description below. You tell them a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your property, and they find the best deal by shopping amongst all the major carriers at the same time. In fact, you can bundle things like homeowners insurance and auto insurance, and the average user that bundles both of those things saves about $1,100 a year. So be sure to check them out and thank them for their support of VINwiki.